भाई 50,000 के बजट में I don't think you can get a better smartphone camera. This video is a photographer's point of view about X200 T and other Vivo smartphone cameras in general. Because there is something that Vivo is doing right. And I'll give you a few reasons why these smartphones are favorite smartphones of some of the best tech YouTubers out there. This video is not about just specs. अगर आपको specs जानने हैं, there are much better videos on internet out there. I've been working as a professional photographer and DOP for last 8 years. So I have quite a bit of experience when it comes to images and videos. And I've been using Vivo X200 Pro for more than a year now. And I used Vivo X200 T for 2-3 days in between, and I actually came to this conclusion that as far as computational photography is considered, these are some of the best smartphones. First, let me just talk about the camera specs a little bit. You get 3 lenses on the back. The primary sensor is of 23mm, Ultrawide is 15mm, and the other one, which is a Telephoto, is 70mm. All are 50 megapixel sensors, and you don't get sensors of this size in this budget, which will help you a lot in nighttime photography, and I will show you those results. Let me give you 3 reasons why these cameras stand out. First, let's just talk about the hardware. जो भी physical specs हैं इन sensors के वो आपकी स्क्रीन पे हैं, and let me just tell you, any other phone in this segment does not even come close. ये चीज़ उन लोगों के लिए स्पेशली बहुत यूजफुल होगी जो प्रोफेशनल सिनेमाटोग्राफी में घुसना चाहते हैं और मे बी दे जस्ट वांट टू स्टार्ट कंटेंट क्रिएशन इन जनरल. You guys are in for a treat because you people want maximum control over your images and videos, and a good sensor is a primary need for that. Even if you compare the flagships of Vivo with the flagships of other major brands, the story remains the same. While there are brands like Pixel, Samsung and Apple who've spent years in refining their software processing, when it comes to hardware, Vivo is way ahead. Let's just come to software processing after that. Software processing is different in every brand. कोई ब्रांड किसी टोन को ज़्यादा सैचुरेट करता है, कोई ब्रांड थोड़े वार्म फोटोज़ देता है, एंड लाइकिंग और नॉट लाइकिंग अ पर्टिकुलर सॉफ्टवेयर प्रोसेसिंग इज़ अ वेरी सब्जेक्टिव मैटर. बट कुछ ऐसे कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स होते हैं जिनके बारे में फोटोग्राफर्स बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं. 2 ऑफ देम आर कॉन्ट्रास्ट एंड सैचुरेशन, एंड लेट मी टेल यू गाइज, Vivo has nailed its contrast and saturation. Why do I say that? Let me explain. जहाँ की brands HDR का overuse करते जा रहे हैं जिससे कि कभी-कभी results बहुत flat हो जाते हैं. If you look at these photos, contrast levels are on point. You're getting very good dynamic range with more than enough information in shadows and highlights. But you don't sacrifice on contrast. And जहाँ तक saturation है, I love these colors. Overall, I got very neutral colors and I love the colors, man. मैं अपने Resolve में videos directly डाल के use करता हूँ. Export में भी video के colors बहुत अच्छे निकल के आते हैं. If you compare it to some other brands, the color tones are very natural, and yeah, greens look greens, skin tones are pretty good. So yeah, overall contrast and saturation and colors is a game that Vivo knows how to play really well. Due to the sensor size and ZEISS processing, the low light photos look very clean and sharp. I could barely see any noise in the photos and videos also, and colors at low light are handled beautifully. The portrait mode struggled a bit at night time, थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा soft लगी मुझे ये photos, but apart from that you can see how clean these images are, and the videos also performed surprisingly well. The only place you will struggle would be the ultrawide lens. Ultrawide lens को आप low light में ना ही use करो तो ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा. Okay, coming to videos now. Videos are very sharp, very appropriately saturated, nothing looks funky. You have the option to use Dolby Vision also. 4K on these smartphones look really beautiful, man. I think for me, overall video quality is better in Vivo. As far as the stabilization is considered, if you're coming from any other camera brand, you will like the stabilization. But if you're coming from iPhone, then definitely you will miss that gimbal-like stabilization. There are some things जो कि iPhone के साथ अभी भी आप compete नहीं कर सकते हो, and stabilization is one of them. Vivo की बहुत अच्छी है stabilization, don't get me wrong. You can use that 70mm telephoto sensor to take macro shots also, और इसका macro mode बहुत ही crazy लगा मेरे को, very sharp photos. Even though I've been using the macro mode of X200 Pro also, yeah, I've been loving the macro mode on these phones. And coming to that telephoto lens, that is a blessing for photographers and videographers because now you can get some real depth in your photos and videos without using that portrait mode or that cinematic mode in your videos. मतलब telephoto sensors पहले भी होते थे but ये वाले बहुत ही next level हैं, बहुत ही sharp video निकल के आती है and the exposure management is very very good. The way it handles the exposure while going from shadows to highlights and that transition, the dynamic range, it's all very nice. And then coming to that portrait mode, Vivo का जो portrait mode है, it is one of the finest out there. Everybody knows this, bhai. The subject separation, the skin tones, everything looks beautiful and Instagram worthy straight out of the phone camera. भाई तारीफ बहुत ज़्यादा हो गई है. Let me tell you a few things that disappointed me. First thing that disappointed me a bit was the video on ultrawide lens. It's not bad, but if you compare it with the video that comes out of the main sensor, तो थोड़ा सा differences लगते हैं of course. The way it processes the colors and the sharpness, उन सब में differences आ जाते हैं of course. If you compare its ultrawide with the ultrawide lenses of other smartphones in the same segment, तो उनसे तो बेटर ही होगा इसका अल्ट्रा वाइड बट येस देयर आर माइनर इनकंसिस्टेंसीज स्पेशली इफ यू शिफ्ट फ्रॉम द प्राइमरी टू अल्ट्रा वाइड तब थोड़ा आपको लगेगा थोड़ा सा. Cinematic mode in this phone is capped at 1080p. Now I don't use that feature at all because I like real depth in my videos, but some people might use it, some people might buy a phone for cinematic mode, and since you're giving that feature it should have been in 4K at least. The thing that disappointed me the most was the selfie camera. I know compared to other phones in the segment इतना बुरा ना लगे शायद, but since this phone is all about smartphone cameras, I was expecting a lot more. I felt like the colors were off, the results were soft and exposure इतना अच्छे से handle नहीं कर पा रहा था इसका front camera. So to sum this up, guys, if you check the other specs of this phone like processor, RAM, storage speeds, they're basically on par with the competition. Plus, this has a huge plus when it comes to the cameras. Again, if you are someone who want to start their filmmaking journey or you want to get into photography or you want to get into content creation in general or just want to shoot stuff when you want best phone in 50,000 budget, then this is the one to get. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got to know something that you were looking for. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, be kind, keep grinding. Bye-bye.